You're going to hear the opening bell right now of the stat market. We give you numbers you can buy if you think they're increased or hold steady, sell if they're decreased. Okay. I promise we will break into this if there is a big trade. But while we are waiting, you are waiting at home. Let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks because people do not talk about them enough. They are on pace to win more than 70 games. They hold a 12.4 points per game differential, which would be the highest in the history of the NBA, more than any Celtics team, more than any of the 90s Bulls teams, more than any of the 2010 Warriors teams. Perk, buy or sell the Bucks breaking the point differential mark?
I'm buying. Yes, because I'm telling you, this team is dangerous. This is one team that needs nothing. They have everything. They have shooting. They have, you know, Giannis, who's the most dominant player in the NBA right now, who I think probably is going to win the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. And join the category of Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. They have point guard play and Eric Bledsoe and George Hill. They have shooting. I love what Wesley Matthews have been doing for this team. And they have rim protection. The top three guys that's leading the league in rim protection is Brook Lopez, Robert Lopez, and Giannis. And that is phenomenal. So, hey, I'm buying.
I'm absolutely buying them with the point differential. I do think they still have some things to address because
there were some murmurs they could make a deal today.
Absolutely, because the game plan to beat them is still the same as it was last all season, and that's an important thing to remember. The point differential is great, and it's a great indicator for success, but it's also built on playing 29 teams. When you get to the playoffs in a 7-game series, it's an adjustment game. And when you talk about if they match up, for instance, against a Miami Heat team that today looks like it's a lot deeper, a lot more experienced, and maybe better shooting if they can get the Gallinari piece in there, that's a danger to them because last year they could not adjust beyond what they were doing initially, and Toronto exploited it.
All right, so you're right. They're elite at pushing tempo. We all agree on that, right? So that's totally what we should be doing. But I will tell you this. I looked this up because I was interested. I like to look things up. There is not one Milwaukee Bucks player in the top 78 of this league for average minutes.
Well, that's because they don't have to.
No,
they're all sitting.
But this is incredible. I can't remember an elite team where no one in the top 78. Giannis averages, think about this. Your MVP averages less than 31 minutes a game. Yeah. There is not another player in the top 100. And the reason I bring this up is because the thing about pushing tempo, what coaches always say is it wears your players down. By the end of the year, they're too tired to play that way. That is not going to be a problem.
That's not an issue
with the
for them.
Milwaukee Bucks.
I want to get to LeBron James because according to Defensive Real Plus Minus, it is not Rudy Gobert, it is not Giannis Antetokounmpo or Anthony Davis that ranks as the best defender. I just named a bunch of Defensive Player of the Year candidates, but guess what? LeBron James is at the top of the list. Now, in the previous 6 years, LeBron had not finished higher than 11th in this metric, taking a lot of criticism for his defense. Rudy Gobert, in fact, been #1 the last 3 seasons straight. I mean, are you buying or selling LeBron leading the league in defensive RPM?
By the end of the year?
Yeah.
I'm going to sell.
Whoa!
I think he'll be in the elite. He'll be up there. But I think also we're going to see some slippage a little bit in terms of as they get closer to playoffs, the frenetic defensive pace that he's been at this far in the season, at some point you won't need to do that because the Lakers are so far ahead of everybody. Being fresh for the playoffs is going to be more pressing concern. So I think one of the other guys will probably surpass him then.
What do you think, Jackie?
I agree to a point. I think that you got to give Frank Vogel a lot of credit because he's got them to buy into the defensive schemes they're playing. And don't think LeBron didn't hear all that criticism about the defense. But I also think if you watch the Clippers play, they're really getting into their defensive groove because their guys are starting to play better together. So I think you're going to see some Clippers players' numbers get into that defensive conversation as well.
I'm buying. I think LeBron James is on a mission this year. I haven't seen LeBron this focused since he was trying to bring back this first title in Cleveland. And I love what he's doing. He's taking charges, his chase down blocks. We haven't seen that in years to come.
This is why I think your Giannis is going to repeat his MVP statement. I think that he could get a lot of competition from LeBron James.
No, LeBron is right there under him. My top 2, Rachel, is Giannis and LeBron. And LeBron know this, and I told him this at the start of the season. And you know what he came back and told me? He said, oh, don't worry about it, Perk. In due time, my real reclaim was mine. So, hey, he know this. I don't hide nothing from him. I tell him.
There you go. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.